I had an interesting day, doing something a bit out of my comfort zone. Apparently there is a podcaster hidden in me, huh? Yeah, out of nowhere, right? I mean, I've always enjoyed those tech talks, and plus giving advice or sharing about life. Why not? Today I did just that, recorded my first podcast. It's like the next step from my usual tech blogging, And it was an interesting experience, I'll tell you that. Had to set up a tiny makeshift studio at home. It was me, and then there was Alex, who is just as crazy about tech as me, and Nikki, my newly minted podcast mentor, navigating through the setup and sound checks. Alex seemed a bit daunted by the microphone, but Nikki was a natural. Can't wait to find out how people will respond. And let me tell you, this surreal podcasting thing sparked a hilarious debate in the friend group chat. Of course, Rachel was at it with her spontaneous plans, and there's Sam, always quick with his jests. It was all in good fun. Can you imagine me, just a tech enthusiast turned entrepreneur, now a podcaster too? Speaking of Rachel and her antics, she's really got me missing those random dinner plans of hers and tech roast sessions at good old ramen nights. And you know what? We might be planning an impromptu Thai food night today. You guessed it, Rachel's idea. Eccentric ideas like these, that's what keeps our group alive and kicking. Oh, and guess what else? Sam managed to cross level 43 in Escape Plan. Between working insane hours, roasting my ambitious podcast venture, and playing video games, I have no idea how that guy does it all. Talking about food, remember that coq au vin recipe Rachel shared a while back? I still haven't tried it yet, but it's definitely in my cooking bucket list. Also, amidst all this, there's a rising fear of Sam cooking and igniting a food apocalypse. I would definitely pay to see that. Anyway. I can't help but fall back to this one memory. I was probably 8 years old or something, and I convinced my sister Ji-un to let me play surgery on her favourite teddy bear to heal its wounds. Spoiler alert, the surgery didn't quite go as planned, and to this day Ji-un hasn't quite forgiven me. She often jokes that this is the reason she decided to become a neurologist, so she doesn't have to rely on me for any medical emergencies. So today I felt a bit like that 8-year-old Chris again, diving headfirst into something I wasn't really sure about. I enrolled in a virtual leadership course to sharpen my management skills. It's funny because on one hand there's the jittery novice in me, feeling like I've bitten off more than I can chew, but on the other hand, there's this thriving entrepreneur excited for the challenge. You remember Dr. Johnson from Berkeley, right? He's the one teaching this course. I remember all those heated discussions we had on blockchain back in university. I thought tackling a course by him would bring back some of that old academic fervour. In fact, talking about this to Sam and Rachel today was pretty fun. As always, Sam jumped right in with his witty remarks, hinting at the upcoming neural nest expansion. Rachel, on the other hand, playfully linked it to me, learning Mandarin. Imagine that, Mandarin-speaking staff, neural nest crossing borders. I start a course, and they come up with a whole novel around it. And speaking of learning new languages, we somehow ended up daring each other to speak French at our next dinner. Yeah, French. Don't ask me how we got there, because I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Sam believes it's a mission for us to starve in multiple languages. But hey, all I can say right now is, je suis full. I just hope that's not the only thing I'll be able to say by then. So, French night, here we come. I seriously can't wait to unveil my very limited French vocabulary and probably butcher the pronunciation while at it. But it isn't just about the language, it's more about trying something new and having a blast. Also, I've been thinking about that coq au vin recipe Rachel shared. Maybe I should try making it for French night. It could at least guarantee us one French thing that's not completely awry. And if all else fails, I can always use the escape plan Sam used with the spicy miso ramen, the fire extinguisher soda. Amidst all these unplanned adventures and spontaneous decisions, it's funny how much I enjoy these diversions. The anxious overthinker in me somehow finds solace in these fleeting moments of silliness. Just finished writing a post for our blog, reflecting on the journey of Neural Nest so far. It was quite a fulfilling time, actually, to pause, to look back on how far we've come from those initial days. You know, sometimes amidst the hustle, I forget to slow down and appreciate these moments. And of course, the notorious 2 a.m. coffee codathon made an appearance. Sure, the caffeine at unholy hours might not have been the best life choice, but hey, some of my best codes were fueled in those caffeine highs. The journey hasn't been easy. There were sleepless nights, tough decisions, and many, many cups of coffee downed. But despite it all, I wouldn't have it any other way. The growth both Neural Nest and I have experienced is unmatched. Ah, the good old Silicon Valley days. Probably the peak of our youthful recklessness. I brought it up with Sam today, and man, it was one hell of a nostalgia trip. Remember the late-night debates on AI ethics in my tiny garage? Seems so surreal now, how far we've come from that cramped space. And amidst all the reminiscing, Sam didn't miss a chance to dub me as the Elon Musk in the making. Well, minus the rocket tweets and rockets in general. However, if Neural Nest were to make it big, who knows? I might just indulge in a spacecraft or two. On a serious note, I hope sharing my journey and the ups and downs could offer some insights for those dreaming about their startup journey. Maybe the secret sauce lies in the simple acceptance that the entrepreneurial ride is unavoidably filled with both triumphs and failures. And Rachel, oh man, she's convinced that my ramblings would inspire many. I don't know about that, but if anyone gets even an inkling of courage to chase their dreams from my story, I'd consider it a win. Talking about it with Sam and Rachel was quite therapeutic, to be honest. It was almost cathartic, jotting down those memories, living them all over again, and then contemplating on them. But I need to get back to my now slightly less infamous 2 a.m. coffee codeathon exploits and lay the groundwork for the next Neural Nest project. Until next time, my friend.